Hello, my name is Cindy Hansen, the Clinical Director at MyOutcomes. To me, routinely getting feedback from behavioral and mental health clients and patients should be easy because it's so critical to achieving the benefits from therapy and to answering the question, is it working? As a practicing therapist, when I was first introduced to feedback-informed treatment back in 2009, I immediately saw the possibilities this tool could offer and have been enthusiastically supporting mental and behavioral health professionals to implement MyOutcomes ever since. Let's check out this short clip from a recent interview I did with Scott Miller about implementation and today's latest evidence.
The whole idea of feedback-informed practice continues to spread, and as I mentioned on a previous blog, part of being successful when implementing it is using technology. I know because I was involved very early on with the very first iteration of MyOutcomes that things have really changed. So what's evolved over the years about MyOutcomes?
We want someone to be able to log in for the first time, and if they know already how to administer the ORS and SRS, to be able to successfully navigate the system on their own.
You know, in a previous blog, I would say maybe a couple of months back, I reported some research by Dean Fixon about implementing different evidence-based practices, and of course, feedback-informed work is an evidence-based practice. Part of implementation is getting the technology right that support clinicians. The research literature says that feedback helps, but it's not enough. Feedback will help us get back on track, but for therapists to really learn and get better, they have to have a plan of action. And having a system like this that allows you to compare what you did last year against what you're doing this year, you could see whether that particular plan was having results.
Like Dr. Miller says, over the years, MyOutcomes has evolved into a highly effective tool. And today, we continue this evolution by releasing new versions every year as a result of the feedback that we receive from our valued clients all over the world. To give you a brief background, since 2000, Health Factors has pioneered the use of intuitive multimedia technologies for e-learning, Web 2.0 social groups, and online tools that are enhancing health sciences. Since 2007, Health Factors has utilized MyOutcomes evidence-based trans-theoretical scales for monitoring the quality and outcome of behavioral healthcare services and has been successfully implemented in a wide variety of service settings with diverse clinical populations all over the world.
The trend in psychotherapy is moving towards evidence-based practices that use a feedback-informed approach. This is why so many providers around the world have embraced MyOutcomes. These mental health professionals know that MyOutcomes has the resources to help them take their practice to the next level. In an era of accountability where funders are looking for evidence that money is spent effectively and at a time when everyone is seeking ways to lower healthcare costs, MyOutcomes is the natural ally of agencies, organizations, and those in private practice. With its advanced record keeping and reporting as well as its database of nearly 500,000 session surveys, there is nothing to match MyOutcomes as clinicians move their practices into the 21st century. In keeping with MyOutcomes' commitment to their alliance with the clinicians, MyOutcomes has an unprecedented amount of resources available to help the clinician improve their success rates. When you use MyOutcomes, you become a partner whose needs we take seriously. We go that extra mile to give you the training and technical support that fits your unique needs.
The primary purpose of MyOutcomes, the web-based version of PCOMS, Partners for Change Outcome Management System, is to provide support to practitioners, agencies, and other entities in the mental health field who want to track and improve therapeutic outcomes. When data from the scales is integrated into clinical practice, multiple clinical trials have demonstrated a doubling in the effectiveness of treatment, while simultaneously reporting reduced dropouts, deterioration rates, and service delivery costs. With MyOutcomes, the routine administration of the ORS, Outcome Rating Scale, and the SRS, the Session Rating Scale, is quick and easy. In the time it takes for the average person to inhale and exhale 12 times, the therapist can administer the ORS, the children's version, the CORS, and the SRS or the CSRS or the group SRS in 20 different languages. with the benefit of having their clients' responses plotted on a graph for immediate integration into the therapeutic session. MyOutcomes is upgraded every spring and fall based on feedback from our users and offers permission-based access to advanced outcome management tools and reporting features. Annual subscriptions are based on the number of providers. There are no additional fees for access to owner, administrator, or supervisor tools, and your MyOutcomes subscription includes unlimited ORS and SRS administrations. Now let's begin the introduction to MyOutcomes secure web-based application with a review of the tree directory functions. The tree view allows you to find, manage, and update records for each user. Your tree view can be set up to match your organizational structure as well as your reporting needs. Each user has a unique view and tools available depending on their access level. Here you can see the administrator has access to all of the supervisors and providers beneath them. At the provider level, one of the improvements we made a few years ago is adding the client status report icon to the provider dashboard for at-a-glance feedback on treatment progress. The green dot means they're in the predicted success zone, yellow means little or no change, and red means they're at risk. The system is responsive. So here you will see what is to be administered next, in this case, the outcome rating scale. You can also easily skip a session and record why a session was skipped. MyOutcomes also comes with the option to have clients and patients enter their own responses on their own devices. This is particularly useful in field work, remote counseling, and group therapy. To give access, go to the Give Access icon found on the provider homepage, and by clicking on this link, the provider can create a user ID and a password that they can then give to their client. Now I will show you just how easy it is to routinely collect outcome feedback. Just click on the ORS button and it will take you to a screen that has the 4 subscale questions, asking people to assess how they've been doing on average, individually, interpersonally, and overall. Once you have explained what you are looking for, most people will be able to quickly register their responses. When they submit the scores, you will immediately see a results page, the client status report, which provides information on how things are progressing compared to others within the same age cohort, who entered with the same ORS score, and who have the same number of sessions recorded. The client status report was added in version 14 and replaces the expected treatment response results page. Initially, there was a few assumptions and experiments made regarding the reliable change index and the expected treatment response, but these were both based on averages, and as our data set has grown, so is our ability to map the course of successful and unsuccessful treatment more accurately. Another new upgrade in version 14 was the Scatterplot. On the provider's homepage, they can click on the View Scatterplot link found in the top left here. The Scatterplot will be generated plotting all clients' current status following the familiar red, yellow, and green feedback signals that are seen throughout the system. The client status report graph is interactive. You can remove background colors or lines by clicking on them in the legend. You can also roll over points on the graph and see the predicted and recorded scores of each session. As well, you can see any notes that might have been added to that session. Now at the end of the session, you can access the session rating scale by clicking on the button above here, and it is also available on the provider dashboard. It's been well established that one of the major reasons that clients drop out of therapy is a problem related to the therapeutic alliance. The SRS asks the client to use the sliding analog scale in MyOutcomes to assess the therapeutic relationship, asking them whether they felt heard and understood. Did they talk about what they wanted to? Did they feel that the therapist's approach was right for them? And an overall general assessment of the session. The results page is similar graphically to the ORS results page and features the red, yellow, and green feedback signals. Let's go now and have a look at the aggregate statistics table, which provides at-a-glance overview of a number of key performance metrics. The level of aggregate statistics available is determined by the user's role assignment. The aggregate statistics table separates outcome statistics for active and inactive clients. You can mouse over any of the terms on the table and a pop-up explanation of the term will come up. The Aggregate Stats page is customizable. At the owner level, you can choose which statistics to feature and also customize the way they are presented. Another owner level function added in version 13 was tags. Tags is a way to re-aggregate the data from different branches of your tree based on any other information about clients and patients that you may want to track. Now let's look at the dashboard features. Case alerts allow users to generate a real-time list of alerts. By default, the population shown will be all active clients assigned to that user. The report parameters can be used for further segregation of alerts based on a variety of criteria. Following case alert options are available: the ORS off track, which generates a list of all clients within the selected population with 2 or more sessions whose most recent ORS scores have fallen in the non-success zone, indicating the client is not progressing and may be at risk for deterioration and/or dropout. There's also at risk. This one provides a list of all clients with 2 or more sessions whose most recent ORS score falls between the success, on track, and non-success, off track zones. You can look at cases with no new SRS or ORS data in 6+ weeks. This will provide a list of anyone who has not had it administered in 6 or more weeks, indicating that their case may no longer be active and may need to be deactivated. Note that the 6 weeks is the default setting for this alert, but can be adjusted depending on your needs. Active cases with 3+ skip sessions of both the ORS and SRS, pretty self-explanatory, will provide a list of all clients who've had 3 or more sessions skipped. Cases with the most recent 3+ consecutive sessions at or above the service target generates a list of clients who may have achieved the benefits from therapy. When you choose your alert and report parameters, the report will show up here, and you can click on any individual case to pull up the client status report. The next section is the key performance indicators. KPI provides a snapshot of progress reports by clients in the selected population and time period. The report parameters section can be used to modify the selected population and time period for the KPI. After selecting the report criteria, click Apply, and your results will show up at the bottom of the page. Utilization is a good fidelity measure to track how many clients a provider saw and how many sessions are recorded. The utilization report shows the number of cases and the total number of sessions that have been entered for a given time frame. By default, the population shown will be all active clients assigned under the logged-in user and will include clients with only 1 session of data. Another feature added in version 13 was the Ors Audit. This feature allows MyOutcomes owners, supervisors, and administrators to identify clients who have had their scores changed by the provider after the client has completed the survey. There are legitimate reasons for changing a survey after the fact. However, there have been cases where there was concern that a provider might be altering the client responses to improve the statistics and their reports on their performance. If you notice the dashboard, it also shows a Fit e-learning tab, which is an option to have integrated into each provider's available resources. It's based on the most up-to-date research about outcomes in talk therapy and behavioral health services. The 12 documented online psychotherapy training hours in this course is organized around a set of 4 core competencies developed by Dr. Scott Miller and his colleagues at the International Center for Clinical Excellence. The Fit e-learning modules give you a firm grounding of not only the basics like administering the ORS and SRS, but also how to make meaningful use of the data to improve outcomes and decrease dropouts and no-shows. We take the protection of your privacy and your information very seriously. Not only is MyOutcomes the pace setter in offering technologically sophisticated tools and support to therapists who believe in evidence-based feedback-informed practice, but MyOutcomes is also at the forefront of those companies that are HIPAA compliant. Providing knowledge and expertise needed to become and remain HIPAA compliant, MyOutcomes Director of Security, Carl, is a certified HIPAA professional. We continually monitor the state of compliance with Compliance Helper, a powerful tool that helps a company keep its HIPAA policies, procedures, and other documentation up to date. In an age filled with so much uncertainty, MyOutcomes' existing customers and potential customers can be certain of 2 things that set MyOutcomes apart. First, the security and privacy of your client's personal health information is as important to us as it is to you. Second, that MyOutcomes is prepared to do everything that is needed to ensure personal health information remains secure and private. We also offer MyOutcomes Mobile, designed for smartphones and tablets, providing a simplified version of MyOutcomes for those clients to download for free on the iTunes or Google Play. With all of the client administrations available, online administration for multiple clients at the same time is now feasible. We also have MyOutcomes Connect, which allows the MyOutcomes application to be integrated into your electronic health record application. With MyOutcomes Connect, you can administer the measures, receive the client status report and other client statistics, as well as add new clients, skip or delete a session, and reactivate clients, all from within your electronic health record. Since 2007, MyOutcomes has utilized MyOutcomes evidence-based trans-theoretical scales for monitoring the quality and outcome of behavioral healthcare services and has been successfully implemented in a wide variety of service settings with diverse clinical populations all over the world. MyOutcomes Pro offers multi-level access and advanced client outcome management tools for administrators, supervisors, and providers. Every MyOutcomes Pro account includes free access to supervisor, administrator, and owner tools and comes with unlimited ORS and SRS administrations. MyOutcomes' innovative outcome tracking tool provides real-time analysis of client improvements with intuitive consoles and dashboards that offer at-a-glance identification of at-risk cases, interactive graphs that allow for comparison of multiple feedback sources. We have simplified administration with over 20 different language options. MyOutcomes can be administered from tablets, smartphones, computers, and manually scored paper administrations can be entered. Instant and advanced outcome reports are available for individuals, programs, and providers. Your data can be exported as a CSV or Excel and imported from other PCOMS-based programs as well. MyOutcomes is currently implemented in a variety of service settings, including outpatient, inpatient, case management, prison-based, child protection, in-home, and at work. MyOutcomes successfully serves providers globally every day as they administer well over 500,000 surveys into our secure US and Canadian-based servers. It is the only registered web-based version of PCOMS included in SAMHSA's National Registry of Evidence-Based Programs and Practices. Annual subscriptions are based only on the number of providers who will be carrying a caseload. Annual offline subscriptions range from $104 to $204 per provider per year, with discounts available for research projects and for accredited teaching institutions. Additionally, training discounts of up to 50% are available on 2- and 3-year contracts. Annual online subscriptions for up to 20 providers are available for $219 per year, with each online subscription to MyOutcomes Pro coming with 12 documented online psychotherapy training hours on the basics of feedback-informed treatment. We also offer a state-of-the-art flexible training program that can be tailored to the unique demands of each customer. Fit e-learning, as mentioned before, is available as a standalone product or can be integrated into the provider's homepage. MyOutcomes is available for $179 per person. Depending on what will best fit their needs, our customers have a number of live interactive training modules ranging from basic to advanced to select from. Also, ongoing maintenance and technical support, like complimentary 30-minute implementation consultations to all new agencies, is available with each subscription. Additional implementation training and support can be purchased in 1-hour increments for $250. We also have published the 10 Steps to Success, a guide to successful implementation, based on the implementation science of Dr. Dean Fixon, as well as other documentation and experience from leaders in the field. For a more engaging experience, please use the resources on the site and join the expert community at the Effective Therapist blog or follow MyOutcomes on Twitter. Today, over 5,000 users in over 20 countries are actively using MyOutcomes tools and reports in a variety of service settings. If you are looking for references in your area or your specialty, we can provide email introductions to other similar service providers. Now let's take a look at another clip from an interview that Scott Miller did with Cynthia Mayshuk in his top performance blog?
Well, you know, I've been involved with using my outcomes in my own practice for a number of years now. And, you know, I've just been very impressed at how it has evolved and become a very sophisticated and useful tool. So I'm really excited about the tool, and I think it'll be helpful to many clinicians in the future.
MyOutcomes has an inspired group of individuals working synergistically together every day to achieve and maintain the product and service excellence we have become known for. Thank you for your interest in MyOutcomes. One of our representatives will be in contact soon to provide you with any further information you may require to get started. You can also reach us anytime at 1-877-763-4775. And I offer complimentary 30-minute implementation consultations to all new agencies, which you can sign up for here. I also recommend you download a copy of the 10 Steps to Success, a guide to successful implementation, to help you develop your implementation plan.